Okay. All right. What was the main struggle or obstacle that you were looking to solve and why you decided to work with me?
Realizing that I did not know how to eat food properly. So not really having any idea of what portions or how much or of what or even when to eat. That was a big thing. And then also realizing that um, my weight previously, oh, sorry, he's barking. My weight at one point in time, although I was much fitter and, more fit, I wasn't healthy. And now being spiraling to like the highest weight I've ever been, I realized I really need to do something about it.
And so what wasn't working? What wasn't working? What wasn't working on your own?
I guess just the pattern I had gotten myself into, which was trying to do something good and then having this like negative association with food. So I would just basically like have a day where I would do really great and I would do whatever my idea of really great was, and then I'd have like one food, that's all it would take, which is one food, to then lose complete confidence in myself again, and then just the spiral would start happening, and then I would get into this mentality of oh well, I don't care, and just getting stuck in that rut, really.
Yeah, kind of like that all or nothing mindset.
Yeah.
So then what did we implement that was different than something that you've tried before, and when did you recognize that?
So we really realized that my pattern had just kind of been that there was no pattern, and that I basically would go for like work day, the entire work day, just, not eating, maybe having like, a Starbucks sandwich in the morning with a coffee, and the entire stretch of my day basically just not eating at all, partially because my job didn't allow for me to have that luxury, and then coming home and just being completely ravenous and just eating everything in sight. So we did 3 meals a day, and we started off with the breakfast in the morning, having the 20 grams of protein at the breakfast meal, and then my other meals being mindful of what I was eating and kind of trying to plan my day as I went along, being mindful and conscious of the snacks that I was having, and really just making sure that I didn't go those long stretches just not eating, because it's just not healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. And from that, what have you accomplished? Like, what's the one thing that you've really accomplished that you're most proud of?
I basically have not missed a meal. I I really took the 3 meals a day seriously. I really do my best to not allow myself the excuse, but I also don't I don't worry so much about like the time. So like if my first meal is at like, I don't know, maybe it's like a brunch lunch type time, I'm not panicked. So I just realized, all right, well, I just need to have my meals, they need to be spaced out. Um that's one part. And I'm sorry, what did you say?
So, and like, what makes you proud about that? Like, how has that made any difference in your life?
Because it's a complete 180 degrees the other direction. It's gone from basically starving myself in a sense, but not really, like, completely starving throughout the day, and believe me, I was really hungry, and that's why when I got home I would eat like everything, to literally eating 3 meals a day and eating more food than I used to. So I think that's the biggest change, and that's the biggest thing I'm most proud of, because the second that someone hears, oh, eat more, it's kind of like, why? Yeah, like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I know people never believe me when I tell them that I can help them more and lose weight. They're just like, what? I'm like, no, really, I can. So before deciding to kind of join the program, were you skeptical at first? And if so, why?
Yeah, I was definitely skeptical, because I I never had a problem with my weight before. It never was an issue. And even now, I'm it would be wrong of me to say that I'm overweight. That would be really insensitive to a lot of people. So I'm really trying to be like mindful of what I say, but this is heavy, very heavy for me. And realizing that whatever I was doing or not doing was just not working is scary, and like feeling like you think you're in control but you're obviously not is really terrifying, and like for a variety of reasons, but ultimately recognizing that it's okay to reach out for help. I'm in the mental health field, I know you know that, so that's like one of the biggest things that I try to communicate to people. And I realized I needed the help because whatever I was doing wasn't working.
Mm.
And there's like the emotional component of it also, like saying like, oh God, like I do need the help in an area that I've never needed help before. That's always a little scary. But ultimately, realizing that someone out there knows more than you do, and they can use that knowledge to teach you and not be like condescending or make you feel badly about anything. That's like really what I was looking for.
Yeah. So that's great. And what part was making you skeptical though? Because it
I
sounds
was
like
skeptical.
you knew you needed it,
Yeah.
and you had every reason to do it, but at the end of the day, we still somehow, although we know we need this change and we know someone out there can help us, we still get this like feeling that tells us maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be.
um I think my skepticism lied in one, it being new territory. So I never like worked with a nutritionist before. I never worked with any one before. I'd always just kind of done it on my own, and thinking that it wasn't going to work for me anyway. Like, well, nothing's worked this far, so like what's going to make this work as well, which was such a flawed mentality.
Yeah, well, no, but I think you also at the same time, like if you're used to trying something and it not working for you, of course you're going to be skeptical to try something again. It's not giving you confidence to go for something new, right? It's just telling you like, well, that didn't work, so now what, And so how do I work, right? So, all right. Well, despite that, it sounds like you mentioned that you're very proud of what you've accomplished, and that's really really great. And I'm very proud of you. Like I'm so proud of you, and I know we have a lot more work to do together. So, if you were gonna if someone's kind of on the fence with working with me, what would you tell them, and why?
I would tell them to just talk with you honestly, about exactly what it is that your expectations are, and what it is that you want, because I was very unaware of the broad range of things that we work on together. It's not just about the food, it's also so much about the confidence also. So I think that just like reaching out to you, emailing you, messaging you, however, whatever way people are like most confident in doing that, just asking, okay, well, what is it that you do? Like, what could you do for me?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't know, if you don't ask, you're not gonna know. I think that's like almost a shame.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Rachel. Do you have anything else you want to add, comment?
No, I'm just really glad that I reached out, because like I said, I was skeptical, and now it's like embarrassing that I was, and it's sad that someone else would think that way.
Yeah. But yeah, no. We're making lots of healthy changes. So
Yes.
awesome. Well, thank you. I'm gonna stop the recording.